What's going on, people? Welcome back to Jimmy Case TV and A Case of the Blues. We are on episode 32, and it feels like I haven't been here for a while because I missed the last match reaction against Southampton because my stream cut out and my internet had issues and all sorts. But we're here now. So if you're watching this video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, please sub and look out for more content, not just Chelsea, but gaming also, and stay tuned for that. So appreciate it if you are watching. But here we are. Copenhagen 1. Chelsea 2, and like the title says, the tie is not over. For me, that was a game that, there was some good parts, some bad parts, sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. For me, the overall result, I'm not really happy with, if I'm honest, but I'm not going to kick up too much of a fuss. I'm not going to sit here and just moan. There is positives to take from the game. The overall result, like I said, is not one. It's not the perfect result. Yes, we've got a win. That's good. And we go into the next leg with a 1-goal advantage. I mean, you'd take that at the end of the day over a draw or a loss. Of course you would. You know what I mean? But for me, it felt like towards the end of the game, we was in a comfortable position. We was about to move away from, get further away from Copenhagen and put the tie to bed. All we needed was one more goal. And like always, we struggle to hold on to our lead. We start playing a little bit, cagey after we go 2 goals up, and it always feels like we can concede at any single given moment, which is a real problem for Chelsea, like a real problem at the moment. We haven't been playing great, obviously, since December. And it just keeps like nothing seems to be changing. Obviously, we got the result of the weekend, not this weekend, the last weekend against Southampton, a 4-0 win. That's good. But at the end of the day, it's Southampton. We should be beating them 4-0. But at the same time, it's good for the players' confidence, getting wins under their belt. So that's 2 wins on the trot, the first time this year that we've managed 2 wins on the bounce. And that is also our first away win since the 12th of December, which is absolutely shocking, by the way. But nonetheless, they've done it. They've managed to go away and get a 2-1 win in a stadium that was quite hostile. They were booing us every single time we had the pitch. They're young. I mean, I don't like to use the excuse that they're young, but this is a good experience for some of these players. Some of them have played in stadiums like this all the time. But, players like Mweka, who started today, so apologies if I said his name wrong. Tyreek George, it's a good experience for them. And Tyreek George got 90 minutes today, so that's another positive that I'll put out there. But let's take it all the way back to the start of the game. For me, when you're starting up with the lineup, me personally, I'd want to put this game to bed in this tie, and we haven't done that. So that's one reason why I'm not over the moon with this result. Going into the first 11, I'd have picked our strongest team. You saw Arsenal yesterday or Tuesday, whenever it was, get a 7-1 win over PSV. That tie is done. They're not going to get 6 goals back no matter what team you put out, unless you put out 5-year-olds, or you're under 13s. You can't. That's done. They're into the next round, so they can rest their players. And who do you think they've got next? Us. You can't make it up. So it's like, we should have done the same thing. We should have really put this game to bed in this first leg so we can rest players in the next legs to get ready for that game. We've got Leicester this weekend, Leicester away, who've been diabolical all season. So today would have been a good opportunity to start your first 11, your strongest team, get ahead and take them off. And I feel like Enzo Maresca missed the trick there, and he done it the wrong way round. He started a weaker side. It was a front three of Tyreek George, Mweka, Dewsbury Hall, and Palmer. I think it was a front 4. It was a really weird lineup today. I'm not gonna lie, I can't even tell you what formation we was playing. It was a bit weird. I need to go back and look at it properly, because we had Chalobah, Badiashile, and Tosin in centre-back positions. We had Reece James dropping deep, kind of playing like a DM. I don't know if he was inverting right back, but I never saw him at right back. We had Gusto at left wing, up and down. Was he playing left back or left wing? It seemed like he was playing left back, and we was playing Chalobah far out on the right-hand side, and Reece James in the middle next to Caicedo. and then we had Dewsbury Hall, Palmer, and George, and then Mweka up top. So there wasn't really much like attacking, in my opinion. That four there, it's not the ideal situation. You're plonking Palmer in there to get his confidence up because he hasn't been playing well. Let's be honest with it, he hasn't. And I don't think he necessarily had a great game today. I don't think he really impacted the game that much. He had a good shot, two good shots, but he wasn't really getting on the ball, controlling it like we've seen him do in the past. So it's like really odd situation, a really odd lineup, in my opinion. And I think that shouldn't have happened. I thought play his strongest side, go 3 or 4-0 up if we can score, because we have been struggling, and then bring those players on and let them have their minutes. But look, we are where we are. The first half was absolutely snooze, like a snooze fest. Don't, if you're watching this now and you're thinking about rewatching that game, do not watch the first half. Skip 45 minutes because you won't get that back, and just watch the second half, because it was 45 minutes of Chelsea doing their normal nonsense, playing the high line on the halfway line, passing it forwards, passing it back, passing it sideways, passing it forwards, passing it back, going out wide, passing it back. We didn't look like we had any intent of trying to score, like to try and get the ball into a position where we could score a goal. The only opportunity I think we had in that half was a volley from Palmer that came about because of a mistake from their defence, a bad touch or clearance, and a tackle from Dewsbury Hall that went up in the air and he volleyed it wide. We did then have a late chance at the end of the half ahead of Tyreek George, which went wide. So we didn't have a shot on target the whole of the first half, which is a little bit of a worry against the Copenhagen side. And then you look at the difference between the two teams and how they're attacking. They looked very, very comfortable in their attack, and they attacked with intent, like they knew what they were trying to do. It was counter-attacking football, bot, making correct runs, making dangerous runs, causing issues to our defence. They had a few chances, and in my opinion, in that first half, if anybody looked like scoring, it would have been them, not us. I'm sitting there on stream getting frustrated because it looks like we had no tactics to overcome 11 men behind the ball. Like, what have they been practicing over the last 2 weeks or so to try and beat this side? And it looked like we didn't have anything, no creativity, no tactic, nothing. So for me, that's a concern. But granted, Enzo Maresca made the right decision and he made changes. He brings on our different personnel who obviously are more suited to our first team. And the difference is quite clear. Quite early on, we get a goal with Cucurella bombing it down the left-hand side. He passes it into it, like back past, he bombs it down the left-hand side, gets quite high up the pitch, and he cuts it across the goal outside the box. It's about 25 yards out. And Reece James shoots from range. It wasn't exactly a powerful shot, but it was well placed. Goalkeeper maybe could have done better, but nonetheless, it's a good strike from Reece James, and he scores a goal. We go 1-0 up, and good start. But we continued that. So after the goal, we continued to play a certain way that looked good. Although we did nearly concede straight after that, with them hitting the post. So there's always this concern when we go ahead, we seem to switch off, and we seem to allow teams to get back into the game straight away and try and hit us and attack us to a point where we're conceding, because we always look like conceding, and it's a big concern. But like I said, we carried on playing in a certain way, which was a lot better than the first half. The movement was a lot better. I thought Nkunku came on today and he made a good impact. His runs were good. I thought his link up was good, and he kind of changed the game. But also, so did Enzo Fernandez. I thought Enzo Fernandez come on. You can see he wanted the ball. He was picking up the ball. He was looking for the long pass, and he's got that range of pass, so people know that he can do it. So I thought he came on and he looked really good. We started making, like I said, our movement was a lot better in the second half, and then Again, a mistake from Copenhagen, and Kunku pounces on it. He passes to Tyreek George, who squares it to Enzo Fernandez, who rifles one in the net. And it's 2-0. And I'm thinking, here we go. All we need is one more goal to put this game to bed. We go to the second leg and we can chill out a little bit. And I'm over the moon with it. Although the first half was shit, I can get over that. And then what do? We give away a silly free kick in a dangerous area, and nobody is marking at the back post. Absolutely nobody. Dewsbury Hall, I need to understand what is your role at this club. I need to understand what you're trying to do. I need to understand what you've been told to do, because one, throughout the first half, I didn't see anything from you. And to be honest, I didn't see you at all in the second half, and I didn't see you for that goal. That goal, you should have been picking up your man at the back post. I've seen a lot of people moaning at Levi Colwell for missing the header, misjudging it. Yes, okay, he's misjudged a header. That is also incorrect. But at the same time, someone needs to be marking them players at the back post. He was completely free. The header that comes for it is brilliant. I can't blame Sanchez for that. It's a flipping good header. But there's mistakes, there's errors, and we've got that about us. There's always something about Chelsea. You're always looking like we're going to concede. And it's just like we really need to like if we are ever going to be a serious contender for anything, we really need to sharpen our pencils, and tighten up, because these big clubs, these very good squads, they're efficient. And the worry that I've got is that we're a young squad, we make mistakes, we're not very efficient in everything that we do. First half of the season, I was starting to change my mind. Obviously, we've gone through the shit period in December and it's still rolling on. But like I said, there is some positives to take from this game. So it's not all moaning and groans. We need to kind of, as a Chelsea fan base now, I've been well in that camp of moaning at the manager, moaning at the board, moaning at the players even, because it hasn't been good enough. But we've got 2 wins on the bounce now, and we need to build some momentum. So we need to start feeding in some positive energy to this club. Otherwise, it's just going to keep being negative, negative, negative. And the players feel that. You know what I'm saying? They feel that. So we need to just keep a little bit of momentum going. That's 2 wins on the bounce that we haven't done this year. We go to Leicester away. We need to make that 3 on the bounce. We could go to Stamford Bridge and play Copenhagen and make it 4 on the bounce. And then we've got a really tough game in Arsenal. Now, Arsenal, obviously, at the back of a 7-1 win, are over the moon, because nobody expected that. But they haven't been great themselves. They've been struggling for goals prior to that game. But they're on cloud 9 at the moment. They've got Man United this weekend, which could be a tricky game for them, although I don't rate Manchester United at all. But they can be a tricky customer, especially with old rivalries, etc. I'm not sure them players really understand that at Manchester United, but we can really see where Arsenal are going into that game. I'm not going to count the PSV, that's done. But we need to gain some momentum now. 2 wins on the bounce, let's make it 3. Let's make it 4. We need to get the confidence back in these players so they can start playing free-flowing football, scoring goals. I think Jackson's back soon, hopefully. I'm not sure if they said April, so that ain't really soon, to be fair. I know Lavia was back training, which is always a positive. Reece James has managed to stay fit so far, which is brilliant. Fingers crossed, touch wood. Let's not jinx it, We need to start getting back back into this. If we've got a chance, I mean, I'm not confident in Chelsea reaching top 4 at all. Not anymore. But if we have any chance of doing it, we need to, kind of remain positive. But it is hard. I understand it is hard at the moment because it's not been good enough. Anyway, so yeah, in the end, Chelsea 2, Copenhagen 1. We've got to take that. We run with that. We go into the next leg. We've got a goal advantage. And we've just got to, put the game to bed early in the next game. Take some players off, rest them, and prepare for the Arsenal game. I keep saying that like we haven't got to prepare for Leicester. We've got to prepare for Leicester first. So that will be, when is that? Is that Sunday? I think it's an early kickoff on a Sunday. Let me just double check. I'm not going to go through the player ratings, by the way. I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% interested in it, because the first half was that bad and the second half was good, but sometimes good, sometimes maybe shit. Do you know what I mean? I will say I thought Enzo was good. I thought Nkunku was good. I thought Tyreek George done all right. I thought Caicedo was okay when he was on the pitch, and that's about it. The defense is just always shaky. That's one area that I think we need to completely overhaul and really get some leaders there. Right, so our next game is obviously Leicester. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff. It's at home. I thought it was away. I thought it was Leicester away. Oh, we got a home game. I thought it was Leicester away. So that's good news. It's Chelsea at home against Leicester, and it's Arsenal against Man United away. So at the moment, they're the games that I'm looking at. And let's see how it goes. So if you've tuned in, I appreciate it. Like I said at the start of the video, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, share it if you can. And if you've got any comments, please leave a comment and we'll get the debates going. Obviously, follow me on my other social media accounts, which are in the link below. And yeah, let's get talking. But for now, I'll see you on Sunday. Cheers.